Hello and happy Flip It Friday. So glad that we are here to another Friday where we take music sometimes and lyrics, and sometimes we just take topics and we try to flip the perspective and flip it upside down and take a look at it. Hey Nori, I see that you're here. Thanks for showing the heart. So I know that you're here. I'm just checking over on Facebook Live. It looks like we are going over there, so that is good. So if you are here, go ahead and send me some hearts or say hello to let me know who is joining in today. And I am Beth Myers of Arrival Coaching. I'm an empowerment coach, mentor, and speaker, and I am a law of attraction empowerment coach. So, or comments that you'd like to leave, we certainly would love to have you leave those. So today we are going to take a look at how we can show kindness in times of trauma. And I feel like this is such an important topic to touch on this week in particular, with what happened in Florida at a school, with a school shooting. And so I just feel like that, being able to talk a little bit about that and provide some space and energy to really focus on kindness, because that is what this month's Thrive movement is focused on, is kindness and how we can show that each and every day and help us to deal with trauma that occurs. So one way that I like to take a look at how to share that kindness is with each person that you meet each and every day. And there is a song that you can find on YouTube, and it is called One Day. And I believe I have the link a little bit later that I will put in. I can also put it under the broadcast link. I didn't get a chance to pull it up to be able to listen to a little piece of it as we're on Facebook Live today, but it is a very powerful song, and please watch the video that goes along with that, because that is one of the most powerful responses that you can have in dealing with trauma, is starting with being kind for yourself, but also with others. And one of the things that I thought about the other day, I went to the middle school where I actually went to middle school. I was invited to come by the counselor there, and she was doing a kindness week, and they were greeting kids as they came off the buses and came into the school to just share hellos and smiles and have a good day with the kids. And it was wonderful greeting the students and greeting the staff as they came in the building. And it was the day after that shooting, and I could only imagine what might have been going on in the kids' heads. And I happened to talk to one of the staff members who I noticed was crying. And I said, "Hey," I said, "are you okay?" And she said, "Oh, I was just watching and listening about some of the events that took place in Florida." And so we talked about that just a little bit. And my hope is that it left her feeling a little bit more in a space of kindness for herself, for others at school that day, to bring forth that kindness, because we can't shift what has happened, but we can shift what is moving forward and the energy there. So one of the questions that I thought of as I went through yesterday is I thought about, instead of asking the question why, because so many of us want to ask why did something have to happen like this? And we don't know. Just like when a 2-year-old says, "Mommy, why is the sky blue?" We don't know why the sky is blue. We just know that it's beautiful. We just know that what happened with the shooting was horrific and terrible. And so one of the things that we can do is, instead of asking why, we can help shift this energy by asking, how can we shift? How can we look at it differently? How can we flip the perspective? So that's what I invite you to do today. And before we get started with, I'm going to ask you for things that you do to help you calm your amygdala in your brain, which is where that fight or flight response comes from in our brain, to ask you what you do to assist in dealing with a traumatic event or something that has occurred, because a lot of times that brings up other traumas that we have experienced as well. So I would like for you first to join me in just getting present here. And Julie Kleinhans was my instructor through the QSCA. And she has a group called the Successful Kids Revolution, a Facebook group. And as being part of that group, an email was sent the other day that just really helped me remember that it really is all about coming back inside of ourselves. So if you would like to, please put your hand over your heart and share in this journey, quick journey to take us back inside ourselves. So here we go. Join me in breathing deeply in and then out. And what I'd like for you to breathe in is I would like for you to breathe in and imagine a wave of light that is coming from your heart and being sent to all of the men, the women, and the children that are affected by this tragedy. Send them those waves of love right from your heart right to theirs. Feel yourself in a cocoon of loving light today, and remembering to ask yourself how. How can I shift this energy today? How can I shift my energy? Call on your angels, your guides, the love within yourself to bring that forth, to share with others, and see that light moving out of your heart and touching each and every person's heart that you connect with today. Whether it be in person, whether it be online, whether it be on the phone. We're all made up of energy, and we can share this energy that comes from us and sharing kindness and asking the angels to walk beside you. You can remind your child that their angels always walk with them, and that when they leave, they are safe and protected as they leave their home. So as you take another deep breath in and you release that energy and come back to the space where we are. I don't know if you can see behind me, but I have this picture that has been on my wall. I don't even remember where I got it, but it just reminds me about believing there is good in the world. And just as I have this shirt on today, we are like these energetic beings that share our light. And the picture behind me has a woman with light emanating from her. And you can see the moonlight, or it could be the sunlight above her, and it being able to be shared. And that's what our light is meant to do. It is meant to share our love and our light. And we have the power to do that in every interaction that we have each and every day. We can't know the reason why for what has happened. We don't know the reasons why for things that happen that just seem like, what? Why did that happen? But trusting that there is a greater reason for that. And sometimes it's just to know beauty, like the why the sky is blue. It's to see beauty. It's to see that beauty as it shows in the background on my picture on the wall. And also to remembering that when these horrific things show up in the world, they're showing us the great contrast that is there. That what we can do is help to create more of that kindness, more of that love that is needed. So I wanted to share with you today some resources. But before we do that, I would love to know, what are your tools? What are your strategies that help you to be able to deal with things that happen that you're just not sure why something has happened. How do you deal with that? How do you deal with that trauma? So if you have something that you'd like to share, please type that in, and we can share that. We can talk about that. As you're thinking and typing, I'm going to go ahead and show you an example of a place that I find inspiration from, and that is Empowering Kids Together. And that's a private Facebook group by Jill Hope, who has IShine, company IShine, and you can email her at jill@ishine.com if you'd like to email and ask for more information. But I am a trained facilitator with Jill's Inner Wellness curriculum, and that's something that I will be sharing in my local community. There we go. We clicked off for a second. So we're back. I'm going to be sharing that within my local community to help make a difference in our community with our kids, with their families, to help them understand that the power actually lies within themselves, that it's not outside of ourselves that we find that power, it's within ourselves. And so going within is the way to find the answers. Others can't provide those answers for us. We each have to find the answers within ourselves. And that's what I love about Jill's Inner Wellness curriculum. It helps teach kids grades 4 through 6, and it can be adapted up or below, I can't even talk today, for older ages as well as for younger ages. But it's a really powerful curriculum, and we need more of that. In light of what happened the other day, it just reminds us that not only kids, but we adults need to continually heal and come back to the love that is within ourselves, because we all have faced traumatic events, circumstances in our life, but we do not need to stand in that story. We do not need to stay stuck there. We have the power to make choices every day to choose something different. Different choices, different thoughts, different feelings, different beliefs to assist us. So one of the things that I encourage you to do is find resources and people that can assist you. I love what Susan's saying here. Thank you, Susan, so much for sharing. It says, I always choose love. I trust I don't need to understand. I just accept what it is to be. And Susan, that is such a profound statement, because that is very challenging many times. And it's one that the more that we come within ourselves to understand the power of what you just said is so important. And I'm so thankful that you shared that today. So I have another resource to share with you today. Some of you may have heard of tapping. Tapping is a way to help to calm the amygdala in our brain and help with those energy meridians in our body, similar to what you may go to acupuncture for, the acupressure points. It's connected with other energy systems that run in our body, the chakras, different things like that. So I don't want to get into all the details with that, but if you are interested in finding out more about tapping and how tapping can assist in helping to heal some of the traumas or that you may be experiencing or past traumas, tapping is a fabulous way to physically do something. When I was a school counselor, one of the things I used to do with children in my office, and this was before I really understood a lot of energy work, is being able to take a koosh ball, koosh basketball, and to shoot that ball, to talk about what was going on, talk about releasing that energy and throwing it toward the basketball hoop. And imagining that ball being like releasing our thoughts, releasing our feelings. And that's a physical way to release that energy that a student may have been feeling at the moment, that may have helped them to calm themselves by doing something and then moving back into the space, where they needed to move through. Sometimes it's writing it on a piece of paper and ripping it up or burning it, releasing it in some way. Those are ways that we can physically do that. And tapping brings a really physical application to being able to release energies and stored trauma that may be in our body. So I invite you to check that out if it's something that you might be interested in. It's on my Facebook page. I've been posting some information about that. I've participated in it each year and always learn something new. And that begins on Monday, February 26th. And they actually, Nick Ortner is from the town where Sandy Hook Elementary School was. And there are several videos on YouTube that talk about tapping in schools and how different schools are using tapping to help kids manage stress, how the adults in the school are using that to assist as well. So Kim, I see that you have typed in something. Thank you for sharing. I choose not to watch events such as these. I send energy to my family and loved ones and all families victims of such events. Kim, I'm right there with you because I can't watch. I think we're empaths and we take in the energy too much. I cannot watch the videos, some of the videos that have been posted online, or even watching the news. The one thing I did watch in the news the other day was an interview of a student who was there. And he was talking about one of the coaches that was killed. I believe it was a football coach, and he was also an instructor. And he talked about how kind the man was, how he always looked out for kids, how he took 20 minutes to stand and talk to him in the office earlier that day, just asking him how things were going, what his goals were, what his dreams were. And that man shielded 3 other people from being injured or hurt by the bullets that were coming that way. And I guess that's what I was meant to see, that part, to hear that part, to know that kindness lives on because of the interactions that we have with people. Even though there may be horrific events or things that occur, there are always kindnesses that we will remember and that we can share in each and every moment. So the thing I want to end with today is believe there is good in the world. And the message for you is be the good in the world, just as my shirt says today. And one of the things that I encourage you to do, if you have further questions or would like me to, I will also share these resources I just shared beneath the Facebook post. But feel free to email me at beth@arrivalcoaching.com. I'm here to assist and listen and help you on your journey to thrive, not just survive in life. And remember that just as music is a vibration and an energy, so are you. And I hope that you find something that will raise your vibration today and assist you to be well, to be true, and to be you. Until next week, love you.